actually starting how we're launching OKRs in the company, and it's some experience what we have with OKR inside of the company. Not the whole product. I will talk about Bus Marketplace, the product I joined, and it's quite lots of tricky situations. And when Antonia told about mistakes, I'm smiling because lots of things I learned on my own experience. And as well, I hope you learned from my mistakes, and as well, probably you can inspire to take some tools that we started to use during that process. I have some old-fashioned slide that showed me that I quite a long time ago in the IT field, and as well I adore learning. But let's switch to the topic regarding Bus Marketplace. So Bus Marketplace, we are focused on improving experience of our careers with whom we work, and it's a little bit complicated, and of course our passengers. And actually, if you have some kind of feedback, we always appreciate feedback because we as well inside of the company trying to use our product on regular basis to improve. So feel free to give it to me or on the side of the company. The most tricky part, not tricky actually, but the R&D centers are placed in Ukraine, in Poland, and in Brazil. And I joined the company, So actually, it's a little bit tricky because I joined company at the end of 2021, and you know what happens at the beginning of 2022. As well, we was presented on Russian market, and my goal was focused on Russian, Ukrainian, and Brazil market. Boom. Quite lucky. Anyway, returning to the OKRs, we will talk about it a little bit later, and I absolutely believe, and I like Japanese wisdom, and it's a very nice proverb. And I know that everyone in this room for sure works in this setup when you have actions without a vision. So here is written vision without action is daydream, of course. We all love daydreams, but action without vision is a nightmare. And so many companies, so many cases you can see when all trying their best. Everybody would like to achieve something good. And we're so not aligned in our vision what is really good for the company, what is really will be valuable. Marketing department takes care about one aspect, R&D department and engineers, technical people take care about other aspect, and at the end, probably business is not very happy. I just remind one case when the company, not BlaBlaCar, but other company. One of the examples, they told that they achieved their OKRs. They had OKRs and they achieved OKRs, but at the end, the company went to bankruptcy. Sometimes this as well happens. So be careful with OKRs, not the answer. But still, I absolutely believe, and as sounded today, OKRs are glue between our strategy and our execution. Absolutely give us alignment, give us understanding why we are doing, what we are doing, and where we're going. So some kind of experience, and everything is, just short moment what we have in mind. It's very typical structure of requirements, of OKRs that we have from theory. We a little bit aligned our naming, our terms, so strategic objectives we typically call not to miss, and it's 3-4 for the company, for the whole company, and Bus Marketplace part of this is not to miss objectives. And then on the level of pillars, on the level of departments, we have objectives, sub-objectives. It's still a line in termination. How everything started. Very nice. December 2021. COVID is almost finished. We understand that we survived. Super. It's a very nice reason and opportunity to see each other during offsite, to see each other together. And here you see people from actually Ukraine. And one more moment that I want to mention that on Ukrainian and Russian market, the company were acquired, relatively new acquired by BlaBlaCar, and on Brazilian market, we just started launching our office. So there are people from different parts of the world. came together to see each other, to build, this is bridge of relationship of face-to-face communication, and as well to define some priorities and objectives on the 2022 year. And everything was nice, but actually I joined from the beginning of January of 2023. I wasn't part of this nice event, but one of the main errors that happened, we built very nice objectives, we shared vision, it was very creative, but it was bottom up. So we don't have input from top of the company strategy, and it wasn't so much shared because everything has changed, new company, relatively new acquired companies, and so on and so on. So on our bottom level, we decided how we are going to help the company to achieve our values and mission and vision. And as well, we tried to achieve some, as we was very limited in our capacity, we tried to find the ideas that will have minimum efforts and, of course, maximum value. One more thing that, that lessons learned after this process. So first of all, key results were not always measurable and not always clearly defined. And when we start our first review, we understand that, how we can really achieve it. And it's so vague, some examples I built, like build excellent process for inventory connection. Everybody understands in very different way what is excellent project. Of course, yes. And key result as well was not so well defined, and it was the first thing that we faced in January when we start our first review. So the next moment, surprise, surprise, we forget to ask other departments, other pillars, sales, CRM, who works with our passengers. As well, we don't work with marketing, so financial teams, we have only our own technical inputs. Typical error, and lessons learned. And as well, we have owners of our OKRs. It typically was product managers, but we don't have sponsors of our OKRs on the level of the company because we have dependencies on other nice teams from other pillars. Other teams as well have these dependencies, and you know this is story. When you don't have sponsor, you're typically a little bit tricky to participate in negotiation process, in discussion, and I don't want to say fighting because everything is very nice in this negotiation, but anyway, at the end, it's about fighting for capacity. So, and when you find some sponsors in the company, of course, we take into account this moment, and for the next planning, we were well prepared with the sponsors. So, regarding 2022, we probably were in some kind of lucky because, of course, in March, we need to change our strategy completely. We need to adapt to the reality of the world. So we started with head of product to prepare to 2023 planning of our OKRs, defining the process, and we sit together in June, July of 2022 and starting to brainstorm regarding what process we would like to organize. So we got 4 steps, and first step, it was our second time experimentation. So first step was about a line on initial diagnosis, and it was connected with creation working groups who will and categories of our product to understand where we are now, to understand the how well implemented our features, what areas we have for improvements. So just to understand, taking feedback from our stakeholders in the company to understand what's going on. And we use Product Radar. I will show a little bit later. It sounds cool, but it's Google spreadsheet. Surprise, surprise. So the second step was about collecting ideas. And here, answering the question about a synergy, we created 3 working groups. It's a relatively small department of bus marketplace, about 50, just dreams, 50 engineers. So we have only 3 working groups, and we involve, of course, we have facilitator, we have key stakeholders, and we involve representatives from very different departments who would like and want to share some ideas, what can be important to implement in our product. Then it was about synthesizes options, and it's about getting all the ideas. Actually, our product managers was a little bit poor and overwhelmed, a little bit. So, they need to select the features, the projects that we are going to sometimes really synthesize, that we are going to implement in 2023. And of course, as the last stage, we have final decision, final trade-offs happens on the series of meetings with steering committee. We have steerco on regular basis in the company with top management and representatives of VP of engineering from different pillars who see the picture, see the recommendations with trade-offs from our product managers, but at the same time, they know the strategy and they try to help with these trade-offs, how they see based on the strategy. And you see, we really start planning 2023 in the middle of August, and we finished at the beginning of December, so the process took about 5 months. Not so good. And really, our product managers, as I mentioned, they was too overloaded. A little bit details regarding diagnosis. I try to be not to put much details here, just for inspiration. We try to make diagnosis on the 3 areas. So what is our ceiling of the development of the certain features, what we really want to improve in them, and which of them we would like to improve, and what is our target state of this feature, of this functionality. So, and we have 5-star system like hotels, so no value delivered currently, certain categories, certain features that we have, or excellent value delivered, and something in the middle. As I mentioned, working groups that we have, obligatory, we have facilitator in each group to make sure that we have a productive, fruitful discussion. So as well, regarding product radar that I mentioned, I showed only a small part and not all content I can reflect here, but the idea that we have the list of categories that's relevant for our bus marketplace. We have our current state regarding each category. We put our 3 years targets that we would like to achieve in each category. And as well, we have a synthesized vote of all participants who was part of working groups to reflect from their perspective how it's important. And as well, we put our focus more or less high level, what we are going to do regarding this category, what kind of projects, what kind of features. So this is, it was quite long list actually, just very short part here. As well, we, for our, as it was distributed, people from different parts of the world, actually Brazil team, French team, Ukrainian team, Poland team. So we typically use our mural. Nowadays we use mirror boards, and we have on each mural to reflect the categories that and on example, we have marketing discounts here to understand what problem we are going to solve, what is target persona, whose problem we are trying to solve, and what current maturity we have regarding our feature, and as well, what is already good, where we're nice, and what we would like to improve. And as well, some kind of ideas, it's hidden, different ideas from different stakeholders from working group, how it can be improved. As well, we use this kind of thing like one-pager. It's actually just Google Doc with special format, and it as well was a quite nice collaborative tool where we reflect our summary regarding our features, regarding our functionality, so what kind of stream it's implemented, who is our targeted persona, who is facilitator, who is sponsor, who is our maturity assessment, and so on and so on. And you can see as well comments on the right side, so everybody in the company can have access to this as one-pager and take part into communication, into discussion. As well, we have Slack channel for our working groups to make sure that we are aligned, quite common, and have asynchronous communication, because it really took lots of time, but we really made this kind of inventory. for what we have regarding each category in our product. So regarding project idea generation, we went in very simple way, just feedback form about what ideas you have, and we collecting ideas from all people who would like to participate. We try to make transparent process and to make sure that everyone in the company aware about this process. So regarding synthesizes, again, so not so much to show, but it's Google spreadsheet, and our categories are our name, and then, sorry, I need to hide description and comments that we have regarding this is project ideas, but mostly product managers worked with it, and they synthesize in the features that we are going to implement. A little bit other view, but it's connected with, we got as a result our objectives. On high level, we have our sub-objectives on the level of the team, and as well, we have our key results, how we are going, what we need to achieve. So, yeah, so our key results as well. One thing that I want to pay attention, quite conservative plan. So, the minimum that we would like to achieve, and the second part, ambitious plan. One more thing that I would like to tell about OKRs and our mistake in the second approach. We tried, and we was so inspired with our head of product, and we asked people, please put ambitious OKRs, as much as ambitious as you would like. And at the end, okay, you know, stakeholders came and asked, okay, why you put this OKR, you need to achieve it. we are not aware that it's too ambitious. Yeah, and it was my work with stakeholders to make sure that nobody will be fired after this is OKRs process. So decision, as I mentioned, it's quite, from one side simple, from other side not so simple, because we still find in our framework regarding prioritization that can be as much possible as simple, at the same time clear, and take into account all interest from different sides of the company. But currently it's a steering committee, SteerCo, that runs every week. And it's a little bit some kind of heavy load on our top management, but it's something that they of course discuss not only OKRs there, but OKRs as part of the process for taking decisions and making trade-offs are there. So lessons learned from the second attempt, from our second circle of OKRs. Of course, we become better regarding formulation of our objectives, about our key results, lessons learned. And it was very nice and amazing that we involved people from different parts of organization. So we had this is alignment top down, bottom top, and across different levels of organization. And people really told thank you, because we had so big problems and we don't know how to make sure that you hear us. We don't have this voice, and currently we know we have the space for our voice. So as well, we have, as I mentioned, we defined our OKR sponsors. We have it. It was really helpful because we have this person who is much interested to make sure that the feature will be delivered. And when somebody came to the room and told, okay, probably we have changing priorities or changing features, this person said, okay, we planned it, and I still know why we need to do it. And it was very nice advocating for the results. So yeah, and we come to the monthly check-in, to the schedule on monthly basis to check, review our OKRs. It depends, I absolutely believe that it depends on the release cycle of the company. We are in this state currently, so we don't need to do it on weekly or bi-weekly basis. Currently on monthly basis is something that is enough. But we faced with too heavy, that this process was too heavy with for our product managers, and they really suffered a lot of, and lots of things they need to facilitate, to work, and it's something that we try to fix for the next iteration when we plan 2024, last autumn 2023. So we almost actually about finishing. The process, more or less, we kept the same, except the first step about diagnosis. We were already in good state because we made it, and it was quite detailed and not changed a lot of. So it was our investment I hope for the next couple of years, no changes. Again, it's wrong to say, we have, of course, context of each year, but not so significant changes. And last year we started in the late September with collecting ideas, and people already know the process from different departments, and they were prepared. As well, project managers, and we have additional product managers who help, who work together for synthesizing options. And then again, a decision was made on steering committee. So pretty the same steps without just first step, and it took about 3 months actually. So to be fair, we finished it at the beginning of December. So this is some kind of nice statements about transparency, about understanding how we spend our money, about alignment, and about how we take our decisions and how we make trade-offs. And I really hope and very curious about how it will be in 2024, how we are going. Regarding review of our OKRs, we're doing it on Confluence page, we're keeping it on Confluence page, and when we go to look at the top level objectives, typically it's on the decks, on the presentations, not so convenient. And after today evening, I understand that it's some kind of challenge for me to understand how I can one-click availability. Question what's the tool, but let's see. So that's all. I tried to be laconic as it's possible, and I hope you find some valuable ideas and some inspiration to try OKRs and to find the tools that can be helpful for collaboration. Because for current moment, for me, it's the most was tricky part to make sure that we have alignment with different parts of the company.